What's up? 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 What is up? How are y'all doing today? It is Wednesday, and we are going to talk about Daredevil Born Again, Season 1, Episode 1 and 2. I am your host, Emmanuel E-Man Noisette. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming out tonight or watching on the replay. Shout out to the replay gang. So just so you guys know, as a very, very nice early heads up, spoiler alert. Okay, we're going to be here talking about the episode. So, spoiler alert. If you have not watched the episode, go watch the episodes. Okay, go do that because we're going to go through them. We're going to talk about what happened, etc. And a further warning, if you have not watched at least Daredevil season 3, at least, now you should be watching, or you at least should have watched all of the 3 seasons of Daredevil because it's only one of the best things Marvel has done. But at the very least, you have got to be watching season 3 or at least have completed it before you jump into this. Personally, I just think that you're going to miss out on too much stuff. There's too many things that obviously this show references, so you don't want to miss that. So that is your warning. You got your spoiler alert. But now let's just see who made it out tonight. Let's see, my man Dexter Reason, what's going on? Jay, appreciate you coming through. Kristen Pratt holding it down with the Mod Squad. Appreciate you always. MC Harris, good to see you. William, good to see you as well. Talented One, what's up? My man Stamina MC is here. Thank you so much for being here. Rachel, good to see you. Mitch, appreciate you coming through. Treese, how you doing? Amber, appreciate you as well. Kristen, what is up? Gray Stoke, hello, hello. My man Theo is here. Appreciate you doing that. Let's see. Degenerate, what is up? DJ, how you doing? Who else did I see? We got the homie Tyrus here. My man Mike is here as well. Let's see. You say you forgot the second episode. I mean, I think it's not as big of a deal compared to the first episode. Like, if you had missed the first episode, and obviously I think everybody here knows what happened, that would be a bigger thing. But second episode, you all right. You all right. But thank you for making it out, bro. Knight, good to see you. MJ, appreciate you. T-Ville, what is up? John, how you doing? My man Lou is here. Thank you so much. Stu, good to see you. Marcus, what is up? Big Bo, good to see you, man. Taz, my man, what is up? Good to see you. Ibrahim, good to see you. Trey, hello. Yolanda, I appreciate you coming through. Johnny, good to see you. Mama Jay is here, y'all. Always a pleasure. Yolanda, hello. Dex, Paul, D Nice. Thank y'all for coming out. Appreciate it. All right, guys. So we're going to go through the episodes. As you know, this is a reaction. I'll give you a quick little review at the end of the episode. You guys give me your rating and your thoughts along the way, and we will be in and out of here. So let us get started with the first portion. Let's see. Let me get this up here. So, man, listen. The second they showed, I was like, y'all too happy. Okay, we got the gang back together. And just so people have a little background, keep in mind, they were not Foggy and Karen, the BFFs, they weren't even supposed to be here. Okay, Matt was not supposed to have no friends. Because if you know, and if you follow the news back when we were covering this, they were not included in the first go round of this show. Now, let me give a little more context. I think some people may or may not be caught up. Keep in mind, when they first showed this, they were like not included, but Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio, the main actors, they were like, yo, this story don't make sense. They championed Marvel and was like, yo, we need the old cast back, especially if you're going to make this a continuation. So that's pretty much what ended up happening. Also, and we'll notice this, Kevin Feige, according to reports, had watched like the first 4, 5, 6 episodes or whatever and was like, nah, this ain't it, because you didn't even see Daredevil like in his uniform at all until like 5 episodes in or something like that. So he was like, nah, that don't make sense. Fix that. And I'm glad that they did fix that because you really don't see a lot of Daredevil in this. Now, obviously, there's a reason for that, and we'll get into all that. But it was nice to see Karen and Feige. But yeah, the second I saw this, I was like, nah, y'all too happy. Y'all acting like everything is a little too good right now. I don't like it. But we go along with it anyway. We see Cherry, the cop, he is retiring here. And along the way, you see Feige talking to Kirsten. And we also see video of White Tiger. And what this basically does is it just lets us know that vigilantes at this point are pretty much commonplace. Like Spider-Man is out there, Daredevil is out there. Clearly, White Tiger is out there. Like they're just a thing that happens in the in the MCU New York City. So it is what it is, right? Now you also see Feige had to go take a call, and Matt likes to eavesdrop real quick with his super hearing and everything. And he sees that something is going on with this conversation. Feige is talking to his client Benny. It seems like Benny might be getting harassed or something. And this is where we get our first shot. This man, Bullseye, killed a fly with a paper clip. I really enjoy this. I really enjoy it. And you see the symbol also with his glove or whatever. I really enjoyed it. If you missed out on season 3, one of the best things about season 3 was Bullseye. I loved how they did him. Now, here's the thing. If you watch the Daredevil movies, I know they were trash, but Colin Farrell, aka the Penguin, was Bullseye. And he was so cheesy, so corny. The whole movie was corny. But the way they got Ben Poindexter as Bullseye here, as like this psychotic dude who just so happens to have like this amazing hand-eye coordination. I loved it because what I liked about it was just the fact that this dude is ridiculously precise and he's so accurate that it can be kind of considered a superpower, but it's not really a superpower, but he uses it in a super villainy way. So I really love how they like depict him. And he's crazy, right? And he's got trauma, he's mentally disturbed. So I love that here. But they got him here, and Feige is outside. He's telling Matt that, like, yo, my client, I got him at my apartment. But like somebody is after him. Something's not right. Something ain't right. So Matt's like, I bet you know what it is. It's Daredevil time. Let me go change my clothes real quick. I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna see what I gotta do. And like while Matt is over there, he finds out that, like, wait a minute, this ain't where the real danger is. And that's where he has to go back because Bullseye has got his target, and it is none other than Feige. Oh, Feige. Feige, my man is down. Bullseye is now he is he done got him. The cops are coming out, they getting sniped up too. That don't mean nothing. And Bullseye is just walking in, got the whole place gassed up, and Daredevil swoops in, and this is where we get our first major action scene. I really enjoyed this scene. I mean, with the knives throwing and everything. Then you balance that with Feige outside, and Matt, if you notice, Matt kept hearing his heartbeat the whole time. So it's like Matt is trying to fight and trying to deal with Bullseye, who, by the way, if you pay attention to this scene, this man is so precise. Like he's throwing like pool balls, the cue balls or whatever, and killing people. He's using the pool sticks to like precisely throw and stab people and stuff. Like this scene, I know it's not the hallway scene, right? But I like the way how it felt real. Like I like the fact that we're getting this fight scene from them. Shout out to the stunt doubles here, by the way. And the guys are tired. Like, I don't know if any of y'all have really been in a real fight. But if you've been in a real fight in your life, you know good and well, ain't nobody fighting for no 15, 20 minutes straight. Okay. You might get 15 to 20 seconds before you get out of breath. And I'm talking about the average regular day person, not no trained fighters. Okay. So the fact that these guys was going at it and they was getting tired, I like that realism in there. And they climbing stairs. Okay. Like, first of all, my fat butt, we on the first floor. We not going upstairs to fight. I'm gonna beat your tail right down here, and I'm gonna wait for you to come back downstairs because I'm not doing all that. That's too much. It's too much going on. But and he got knives. You know, I mean, I know he got his little protective suit or whatever, but them knives are sticking in him. You know. By the way, why wasn't this the case with Sam Wilson? You know, Sam Wilson had knives all up inside of him, if not deeper, and he was walking around like nothing happened. I like the realism going on here. Thank you, Daredevil. But man, Daredevil was beating the mess out this boy, just whooping his tail. But again, keep in mind, he is also concerned about Feige because Feige, he's hearing his heartbeat, you know, and he's like, still got to deal with this dude. And then all of a sudden, Feige just takes his last breath, and Daredevil, Matt, he is just going off. Of course, it does not help when Bullseye just laughs and smiles about this whole thing. And Matt was like, all right, you out of here. Threw this man off the building. Now, I think y'all need to understand. I think we all know that, yes, Matt was in a traumatic state, but coming off of season 3, and in season 3, he tag teamed with Punisher. Matt, being a very religious guy, right? He does not really believe in like murder and killing. There was that one time that he was kind of like, maybe we can go ahead and kill somebody, you know, with the Punisher. But right after that, he was like, all right, no, I can't do this no more. So he ain't here to kill nobody. But this right here, the fact that he was willing to throw this man off the building, this is the turning point for Matt. This is big for Matt. So as you can see, Poindexter is right there. And Feige obviously has passed away as well. And Cherry comes in and he sees obviously Matt. So now he knows that Matt is out, is Daredevil. And this is like, and Matt is just he's in so much shock. Like he lost his friend, like he's betrayed who he is as a hero. It's just so much right now going on. So this right here, these first 15 minutes, I have to say, like, this was everything. This was the way you start a show. This got my attention. And I get the impression, knowing all the background knowledge that we know with the reshoots and all that, I think this was the major reshoot. I think this is where they was like, you know what? We have to put this in here because ain't nobody trying to deal with some of this non-superhero stuff. And I think it worked. This first 15 minutes right here got my attention, held it, and I loved it. I love this. So kudos to them for going back. I mean, it did feel a little stitched together, but whatever. I'm here to be entertained. I was for it. But let's see, my man Mike, what you got here? I still didn't see that coming either, but they didn't have to do bro like that, man. Listen, how you gonna sit here and say, let's bring the old cast back? Let's bring them back. And you gave this man 15 minutes. You didn't even give him the full 15. You gave him 5 minutes of screen time. Was like, you're out of here. Okay. Yeah, we'll bring you back. Oh, you wanted to come back? Guess what? You out. So, I mean, y'all wanted Feige. Y'all wanted Feige to come back, and now this show has giveth and it's taketh away, you know. But, you know, while this does suck, it also adds a lot to the character development, especially for Matt. I mean, Matt is jacked up. Like, this is not going to be something taken lightly for him. So, you know, this is it almost makes me wonder, was it worth bringing them back? It does, I think, for the visual appeal, because if we had heard Feige died off screen or something, nobody really cared. But man, that's something. By the way, I'm gonna post this probably tonight. I interviewed Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio, so make sure you stay tuned, watch that interview, because I asked them about their whole reaction to this very first scene. Like, how y'all gonna champion and fight for these people to come back and you kill them off in 5 minutes? I needed to know how they felt about it. That was the first thing I asked them. It was also the reason why I couldn't post this interview until after the episode came out. But make sure you stay tuned and check that out right after this. Got that exclusive for y'all. Let's see. Dex, kind of glad they got Feige out there early. And the entire season of grieving one dude wouldn't have worked on me. I'm ready for the rest. Okay. All right. Like, I didn't expect that, but okay. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. So we also found out that Poindexter Bullseye is not dead. He's not dead. You saw like him taking like a last little breath or whatever. So he's still up and about. Matt, obviously, this is eating him up. This is going to be a thing. You saw him kind of take off the horn from this Daredevil thing. And this is basically really good symbolism, by the way. This is just him showing that he's done. He's moved on. Daredevil is done, right? Like, he is no longer doing this thing, this vigilante thing. We see him here, and it's about 1 year later, I believe. And he is obviously still grieving Feige. And we also see here that there is a mayor race going on. You see the memorandum or the memorial image here of Feige that he's keeping on to him, that he's holding on to. Then now it's time to switch on over to Kingpin. Now, first and foremost, ain't no way. I don't care how much this dude has been working out. Bro, ain't no way that's a whole breakfast for you. I looked at this because it looked like it's just an egg white omelet with a piece of a leaf and a piece of asparagus. Bro, ain't no way you looking at this talking about like you full. There's no way. Like, I looked at this and got hungry because of how much there is no food on this plate. Like, and I like egg whites. I eat egg whites all the time. There's no way you're going to sit here and look at this thing. Bro, that's air. That is straight air and grass that you are eating. That's it. Air and grass. But congratulations. Because my man has definitely gotten thinner. He definitely got thinner. And what I liked here was the fact that you see here, he's doing his suit design. He's choosing his suits and he's picking the gray suit. He's not doing the white suit. And that clearly seems to be symbolic of him turning over a different leaf. I don't want to say a new leaf, but it looks like it's a different leaf where he's not his old Kingpin self. So I like what's happening here. It looks like we're getting this dynamic between Matt giving up his Daredevil suit, and then you got Kingpin giving up the all white, right? And now he's going into the gray. And we also see Vanessa, so Vanessa, now it looks like she's the one that's running things, in the whole criminal syndicate, because keep in mind, Fisk was gone for a while, right? Fisk was not around. He was out there with Echo. He got his butt beat by Daredevil. Like, he been out the picture. So Vanessa's been running things. And you see here, he definitely slimmed down. Look at him, man. My man got got on that little Ozempic, been doing his thing. Okay, bro, we'll see you. And we also see that, by the way, so like Vanessa was talking about how Fisk had left her for months, right? So again, this is where the whole Echo thing came in. If you did not watch Echo, it's all right. Just to give you a quick thing, Fisk went to go see Echo. Echo was like, I don't mess with you no more. She shot him in the face. He had to go heal from that. And then after that, he was like, I think I'm gonna run for mayor. That's Echo. That's it. Like, you didn't miss nothing. So anyway, We fast forward, and now we're at Bullseye's trial. And Matt has to testify against him. And then, of course, Karen walks in, and Poindexter, he does get sentenced for life in prison. Karen, we know now that she has moved over to San Francisco, and her and Matt have just not been talking for like this whole year ever since the death. So this has definitely been an awkward situation for them. And, it's just one of those things where, like, what do you do with this case? What do you do when your friend has passed away? You don't know how to process it. And that it's just making things very awkward for them. Um, we do see here that she gave him back the horn from his suit, and this was back during that time when he got assassinated, when Feige got assassinated. But Matt, he had promised her that he was going to let the system do its thing, right? He said that he was done being Daredevil. He's going to let the legal system do what it does. And Poindexter ended up getting life in prison. Now, whether that was justice or not, we don't know. Doesn't matter. But we do see Matt was cooking something up at his house until he heard that Fisk was running for mayor. And boy, like when I tell you, Matt be going through it. Every time Fisk wins at life, Matt dies a little inside. Like he just is not going for it. But he's letting this play out as well. And we go into Fisk's office, we see his assistant here, but we also see Daniel Blake, played by Michael Gandolfini, aka Tony Soprano's son. And what I like about this is he's here playing basically a Fisk loyalist, right? Like he's just he was hired on the campaign. He did a lot of volunteer work. Like no matter what happens, this dude loves him some Fisk. Now, before we get into this, I want to just mention there are a lot of eerie similarities going on politically in this series. Okay. Just to kind of give you a heads up as well. In my interview, I also ask, what's up with that? Right. So make sure you stay tuned, because having a former felon run for office and have these loyalists around him sounds pretty familiar. Sounds very familiar. So y'all know I asked this question, got a little awkward. But make sure you tune in for that interview where I put that up there. I put that question up there. But anyway, we see him, and you know what? Like, look, clearly he's going to have a bigger role here, but he is just loving anything and everything about Fisk. You see him all in the background, like, yes, sir, I love you, sir. Everything you do, sir. Did you breathe funky air, sir? Can I have it, sir? Like, this is just all, he loves it all. But Fisk is surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, he's cool with this. He's like, hey, I like this kid. This kid is actually kind of cool, so his other assistant Sheila hired him, but looks like he's gonna be staying around. Matt is walking down the street. He can hear, obviously, people talking, and it sounds like the streets, they like Fisk. Okay, they like him. They like, yo, he ain't that bad. Yo, it's time for a change. Yo, Fisk can fix it. All of that. So Matt ended up getting set up on a blind date, no pun intended, where he meets Heather. I think she's like a psychologist or therapist or whatnot. And, they both got duped into this blind date. They get set off. But hey, all you need is a cup of coffee in the MCU, and that's it. If you say yes as we've seen in Luke Cage, if you say yes to a cup of coffee, that's it. That's all you need. Y'all are off. Y'all go together now. That's all. I don't care what this date is. Y'all go together because y'all had coffee. But anyway, they hit it off, and it's clearly gonna go somewhere. I'm assuming. Now Cherry, he did some investigating on Fisk running for office, but regardless of what's going on, New York is feeling him right now. New York is feeling Fisk. They're okay with him. They don't have a problem with politicians that happen to have felonies. Okay, they don't have a problem with that. And Matt is like, listen, maybe this city is gonna get what they deserve. In other words, maybe they're gonna F around and find out. We'll see. But I do like this aspect of the show where they have like the New Yorkers. Like, this is what we mean when we talk about like a ground level show. Like, you're literally talking to the people on the streets and they're giving their different opinions about stuff. I mean, even this dude, as weird as he sounds, he's like, oh, I heard he did this crazy stuff. I'd like to see him kill a guy with his hands or whatever he said. Like, to me, that just shows how bad things have gotten in the MCU. Now I'm still a little curious. Apparently, they seem cool with like Fisk or whoever, running for office and all that. I'm like, y'all not tired of like cars being thrown into buildings? Y'all not tired of like, I don't know, reality rifts in dimensions being, surrounding the Statue of Liberty and villains running around? Like, y'all not tired of that? Like, but y'all cool with these felons running for office and vigilantes running around? Well, I don't know. I would not want to be in the MCU at all, because clearly the way that they live, the way you would win my vote is, are you going to pay for all this damage? That's what I need to know, because clearly y'all lives are in danger every day, every single day. But they cool with it, and they just like, whatever, let Fisk run. We do get this nice little meetup with Matt and Kingpin. And this obviously is a nice little continuation after what we saw in season 3 on Netflix, because the last time they met up, was not nice. It was nowhere nice like this. So they meet up at the diner here. And you know what? Listen, it was funny because Matt actually brought up the fact that Kingpin lost a little weight, gained some muscle. He also brought up the fact that Echo like shot him in the face and all that. But what I loved about this interaction is I just liked how they knew about each other, right? Like, they know each other. It's an awkward conversation. And even Fisk, he kind of like asked Matt, like, yo, why didn't you kill Bullseye? Like, what's going on? And Matt was like, I believe in grace, but I also believe in retribution, because he is Catholic. And I love the fact that this show is not afraid to hide or run away from Matt's religion, because that is a central part to his character in the comics. Like, he is driven, motivated by his Catholic faith, sometimes for good, sometimes not, but he's always struggling with it. So I love the fact that they don't hide from that. But yeah, Matt told Fisk, like, hey man, you gonna be running and all that, but you gonna have to stay in your lane, and Fisk was like, that's cool, I can stay in my lane, but I'm running for mayor, and when I win, I ain't dealing with all that vigilante mess. Okay, so you gonna have to figure it out. Now Matt, as he was on his little hot date, found out that Fisk has won the election, and Fisk had a little meeting on the rooftop with his wife Vanessa, and he told her, oh, Adam, I know about him. I know about Adam. And she was like, oh my God, please don't kill him. Please don't kill him. The moment she said don't kill him, I was like, oh, Vanessa, you done went out and got you a side piece. Oh boy, that's it. Like, Vanessa, but that time away to mess Vanessa up and got a side piece. Because you know good and well, if she's gonna sit here and say, like, don't kill him, Fisk is going to do anything that comes close to violating or hurting Vanessa. You know, like you can't say 2 words negative about Vanessa. Y'all remember, like, you insulted Vanessa, and he went crazy. So yeah, I don't know. Fisk did say, he was like, listen, I ain't that guy no more. That's not me. You know what I'm saying? That's the old me. But I'm not gonna kill him. He promised he ain't gonna kill him. And that was that. We also see a little artwork going on. And it's a picture of Fisk with a mask. So it looks like maybe they're artistically saying that Fisk is still the same guy, even though he's got a mask on. But either way, that was it for the episode 1. Now, just to give some quick thoughts on episode 1. Listen, I think that it was, again, a great way to open up the episode. The action I enjoyed. I like the fight choreography. I also like the cinematography. I understand, obviously, they got to make it dark to make it realistic. Let the stunt doubles cook. I don't care. I love the emotional stuff. Obviously, losing Foggy is huge, especially for Matt. I mean, you lose your best friend of 3 seasons. Golly, that's a big deal. And I love the tension and the duality that's happening with Matt and Wilson Fisk. I think that's really interesting, like how, they're both searching for their different identities. Matt doesn't want to be Daredevil anymore. Fisk doesn't want to be Kingpin anymore. And they're trying to see, does this new lane work? Does not being Daredevil work? I would beat up Poindexter, but I'm gonna let him go to trial. And I could kill that guy Adam, I guess. But nah, I gotta be the mayor and be a politician. So I like the emotional stuff. I like the duality. And I love the shocking thing with Foggy. So on a scale from 1 to 10, I'm gonna give this episode a 9 out of 10. But y'all let me know, where did you land on the first episode? 0 out of 10. How did you feel about it? Yeah, let me know in the comments down below. All right. Let's now shift over. While you guys are getting your grades in, I'm going to shift over to episode 2. I get this? Yes, I do have that. Okay. And let's see where y'all landed with it. I got a 7. Okay. 8. 11. We're gonna round that down to a 10 because that was the scale, but I know what you feel. 8, 8, 9. Who else? 8, 8, 8, 8.5, 8, 9, 9, 8, 7.5. Hold on, what else? 8.5, 5. Golly, okay. 9, 8.8, 9, 8, and 8.5. Okay, cool. That's how people feel. That's how y'all feel. Thank you so much. Jarrell, what you got? I don't hate that Foggy died. I see the vision, sorta, but he died way too soon. And skipping the aftermath, come on. We seen his family and love life. Fair. I mean, I think that we'll have to kind of wait and see. To me, it does. I understand how it feels like a rush job because they clearly added all this stuff in after the fact, right? Like, clearly this was part of the reshoots. Clearly the whole Foggy thing, they probably weren't even going to include them at all. So to do this like really, really last minute, I can see why it feels rushed. So I'm with you on that. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how this plays a role into the whole thing. We'll have to wait and see. But thank you, Jarrell. I appreciate you. Who else did I see here? Okay. DePaul, thank you so much. I came a few minutes late, but did you catch the hint about Spider-Man? And do you think he will make an appearance in or you give it a 9? Cool. Yes, we did catch the Spider-Man reference. But no, Spider-Man probably more than likely will not show up. I think what's happening is at most you'll get that reference because we already got the cameo of Matt and Spider-Man, in No Way Home. But yeah, I don't think Sony can give him up to the TV side. So in movies, that's a different conversation. But no, I don't think Marvel is going to allow. Well, I'm sorry, I don't think Sony would agree to have their big budget star show up in a little Marvel TV show. A movie, yes. Possibly. TV, probably not. So and I don't think they have the rights because I think Brad Winderbaum said that the only way they can use Spider-Man is like in short animated stuff. So that's one of the reasons why they were able to do Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and the other Spider-Man TV shows, but live action TV, I don't think they have the rights to do that at all. So, all right, thank you so much for that. I do appreciate you supporting the channel. All right, let's move on. Oh, that's not it. Let's move on to I need 2. Okay. So, we're moving on to episode 2. And now Wilson Fisk, Mayor Fisk, this is it. He done won. And he is this is where he also gave a little shout out to Spider-Man as well. But we also see Hector Ayala, and he sees a guy getting harassed in the subway. He jumps in to break up the fight. One of the guys goes kersplat on the subway. The witness or whatever gets away. And yeah, you see the little aftermath of this. And then all of a sudden, now the dude wants to pull out his badge and talk about he NYPD. Now, how convenient was that? How could you couldn't have said that from the jump? You don't think that when somebody is coming in and they're like beating y'all tails, by the way, because he was whooping both of them dudes. You don't think at some point you should have been like, hey, stop, NYPD, I'm police, get off. You gonna wait till that moment to reveal that? Anyway, we do see so yeah, he's definitely getting arrested. We see here that Fisk got some bloody knuckles. Now, the question here, though, what has he been up to if he supposedly is a changed man? What is he doing? Because I know there's some freshly bruised knuckles. This man, I don't know what. Listen, he's up to something. But anyway, his assistant Sheila tries to get him to basically get with the political program and do all the meet and greets and stuff. All the things the politician's supposed to do. She also told him that Vanessa, she's gonna have to be a part of the program because it's not good optics, right? You're married, your wife should, or your spouse partner should be up there with you. But as we know, their marriage is currently on the rocks. Matt, of course, he loves to eavesdrop. He's at the police station and he hears that they're beating up on Hector. So he goes in to offer his services as an attorney. And Matt can tell that Hector is clearly hiding something, but he decides to hire him anyway, or he decides to rep him anyway. Fisk is in traffic and he sees like there's this big giant hole. And right off the bat, he gets out the car and he orders the construction workers to just fix it. They was like, yeah, but about them permits, about that red tape. He was like, man, bump all that. I'm the mayor. Just get it done. And, this is getting a whole lot of attention. People are liking this. And this is exactly what he needs as a politician. So he's getting it done. He's making New York great again. That's what he's doing. And this is clearly working for him. We got Cherry here. He's telling Matt that taking on Hector as a client is going to be very, very risky because he's accused of killing a cop, which, of course, as many will suspect, killing a cop, you're going to have the law and law enforcement like just all against you. Like they are going to put all the monies against you. Okay. You are not going to, they need somebody to take that fall because you cannot go around any city killing a cop and think you about to just walk away. They need a conviction. So Cherry's like, yo, I don't think this is the kind of lawsuit, the kind of case you want to take on. But you know, Matt being Matt, he like, whatever, we got this. It's all good. And we do go into the court, and right off the bat, you know, that's the cop that was also on the subway. And we see the court here full of cops, by the way, all in the seats. And we see the judge right off the bat. He's like, yo, bail denied. Okay, Matt tried. Matt was like, hey man, but my guy, he a veteran. Y'all like veterans, right? Like, we supposed to support our veterans. Judge was like, I don't want to hear none of that. I don't care about none of that. Goodbye, no bail. He's accused of killing a cop. He's out of here. So that was it for him. Now here comes Daniel, you know, the loyalist. He brings his friend BB here to meet Fisk. Now, first of all, Daniel, you're not slick. Okay, you're not slick. I don't care if y'all talk about y'all friends or not. You know what you're trying to do. You know you trying to be like, hey, you know, I know the mayor. I could hook you up. You know what I'm saying? Give you that little exclusive if you give me that exclusive. I just feel like that's what this man is doing. Okay? Because ain't no way you about to give up this access for the free. Okay? Maybe they friends. I don't know. Maybe they are friends, but I do think my man is using his power and privilege, and I can't blame him. Okay, just that's it. Listen, sir, you're playing the game right. Okay, use what you got. Because let's be honest, ain't nobody coming here for this dude at no point. Okay, like I'm just saying, he's not a looker like that. Okay, ain't no in no world, no universe is he gonna pull her. Okay, but he's got his cards and he playing them right, so I'm not mad at it. Anyway, you know, he said like, look, you know, you got to give up the phone or whatever, but I'll let you meet with Fisk real quick. So she does get a chance to go in there. And he already kind of nervous because she asking some hard questions that he didn't think she was gonna ask. She already talking about like, you know, corruption, police, etc. And we also find out that BB is actually the niece of Ben Urich. In case you forgot, Ben Urich was the journalist from the Netflix series. And unfortunately, even though he was very consistent in the comics, they ended up killing him off in the Netflix series. But it is what it is. She started asking all these questions about Fisk's wife. And he was like, hey, that's not what we brought you in for. You're not supposed to ask about all that stuff. And she was basically escorted out of there. But Fisk was cool with it. Fisk was like, you know what? We could use her later on. Anyway, we got a book signing going on with Heather, and this weirdo dude came up to her, said that he could really use her help. Like, this dude clearly is weird and off his rocker. And I think this is a dead giveaway that he is going to be a problem, right? Like, you don't just show up and be weird like this out of nowhere. So clearly he's going to be something. But Heather, you know, being a psychologist, she accepted him. She was like, all right, here's my email. That was the first mistake. Like, why are you giving out personal info out? I need her, even as a psychologist, to be a better judge of character. I'm just saying, like, you could see he was a little off, but okay, whatever. You know, got to make the show. Then we also see Fisk's assistant. He showed up for the autograph signing as well. So clearly there's something else going on here. We go over to the funeral of the officer that died at the subway. And the commissioner, the police commissioner, he says he sees Fisk at the funeral, and he already confronted him. Now, Fisk, he was like, listen, I'm the mayor now, you the police commissioner. We got to come to some sort of compromise. We need to come together and work together. But the commissioner was like, man, I don't like your face. I don't like your jacket. I don't like the way you walk. I don't like the way you talk. I hate everything about you. So he was, because keep in mind, the commissioner has had previous beef with Fisk because he was Kingpin, right? So they don't have any real good relations right now just because he's now the mayor. So, you know, that beef is clearly there and it's obvious. And the commissioner ain't letting that go. So, and I like the commissioner, by the way. Like, the commissioner is starting to become one of my favorite characters. Anyway, we go to Hector's house, and Cherry and Kirsten are there to basically get some information. Cherry goes around, does a little digging, and we find out that Hector is actually the White Tiger. And Matt, what did he do here? So Matt, once he gets this information, he confronts Hector about it and basically tells him that, listen, if I can find this out, the DA can find this out too. So we're going to have to deal with this whole White Tiger thing. He was mad that he basically did not tell him that he was White Tiger ahead of time. But it is what it is. They're going to have to deal with that. Then Fisk comes in with the commissioner, and the commissioner is like, listen, I'm about to resign. And Fisk was like, before you do that, what you know about these cheesesteaks? Because you from Philly, right? You from Philly. So what you know about these cheesesteaks? Because the way I found out, I went right outside of Philly, and boy, I found a cheesesteak better than anything else, and showed this man a picture of what appears to be his secret illegitimate kid with his other side piece baby mama. Woo! Where's his face at? Look at his face. Look at it. That is the face of a man who got caught up with the side piece baby mama and everything. So Fisk was like, so let's go back to the negotiation table. Where do we begin? Here's the new deal. Raises, 0. Overtime, none. New candidate class, nada. Get out. Oh, let's look at his face again. Boy, that he was like, man, ain't this about a son of a boy? I hate this man. He hates this man. Okay, but I gotta say, Fisk played it. He played it right. This right here was a kingpin move. Okay, first of all, you suckered him in with the fake. Okay, he hit him with the fake, talking about some cheesesteak. Let him put his guard down, lifted up the wrapper with the picture. That is some mafia mob style stuff. That was classic. Okay, I love that. That is Kingpin. And the fact that we're getting Kingpin as the mayor, it just shows you he hasn't completely turned over a new leaf. So I love that. That was nice, subtle, well written, well acted as well. Perfect. Now we go back to the courtroom, and now we're in the court with Matt and the lawyer, with the DA and the judge. And Matt is pleading with the judge to keep that whole White Tiger vigilante stuff away from the jury. And to just keep it off the table. He's like, look, it's irrelevant. We can't bring it up. It's going to screw up the jury. It's going to, create a bias, because keep in mind, on the streets, they already have a strong opinion against vigilantes. So that's not going to work for his client. And it'll create an unfair bias. So the judge reluctantly, but he agreed that neither side, the DA or Matt, can bring up the whole White Tiger information. That's got to be banned. So Matt, obviously he's happy about that. He goes off and does his own little detective work, and he's now following the cop that was at the scene at the subway. Meanwhile, his new boo thing, Heather, she just got 2 new clients. That's right. And it is none other than Fisk and Vanessa. Now, they talked about how Fisk got beat up by a vigilante. That was at the end of season 3 of Daredevil on Netflix. And how Vanessa took over the business. She said that, she was lonely. She was a little lonely and she missed him. She did miss him. And Fisk said that, listen, the reason why I'm here, I don't want to lose my wife. Okay. I don't want to lose my wife. And that's why they're here to work things out. So this clearly is going to be interesting to see how this counseling goes. I mean, just look at the fact that how they're seated. Like they're seated so far apart. They're clearly having some issues. But and by the way, can I say that, it's a nice looking therapist right there. It might be a little distracting, for some people, but okay, go ahead. Matt be having some good taste. That's all. Matt has some good taste. But anyway, speaking of Matt, he hears the cop, outside, because again, he's nosy. He's hearing the cop, and he knows now that the cop is going to go after the witness, Nikki Torres, and Matt gets him out of there right on time, right? He tells him, like, yo, I'm a lawyer. You got to get out of here, and tells him to go out the fire escape. And right at that moment, as he leaves, that's when the cops show up. They start to rough up Matt, and we see that they have that Punisher tat. Okay, they see that Punisher tat. Now, for those of you that don't know, in the comics, Punisher is his ways, his methods and stuff. They started to appeal to the bad apples of the police force, right? So some of the police started to glorify the Punisher, Frank Castle. They started to really look up to him. And now, back when this story was happening, keep in mind, this was around, I want to say, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, this was around the time when the Black Lives Matter protests were starting to take up, where Ferguson was a thing, so police brutality was an issue. And part of the reason of having them glorify Punisher is that it gave Punisher an opportunity through the comic to critique that, no, I don't respect y'all police. Okay, I don't not police, but I don't respect y'all bad apples that go outside the law and do this stuff, even though Punisher does the same stuff. But that's where this whole group thing kind of comes up. So I like the fact that they're introducing this in here. I like the fact that they're not hiding from this. But clearly this is going to be a thing, I guess. But you got Punisher here, or not Punisher, but you got the police. They're trying to rough up Matt. You see, Matt is trying to hold back. Matt's like, listen, man, I know I need y'all. Y'all can get y'all licks in. Okay, go ahead and get y'all licks in. But I need you not to do this. Now, I swear this was the point where Matt felt like Jackie Chan, where he'd be like, listen, I don't want no trouble. I don't want no trouble. Leave me alone. I don't want no trouble. Please don't do this. I don't want no trouble. And proceeds to beat all of them up. Breaks this man's arm. Okay. Washes them. Clearly washes all of them. And that was it. And Matt just beat these dudes up to a pulp. Okay. Beat the New Balances off these dudes. And you see him with his broken glasses, and he's just getting that scream off. And it seems like the same. Here we go. It seems like Matt is not ready to let go completely of the whole Daredevil side of him. So anyway, let me go ahead and give y'all my review for episode 2. And while y'all are doing that, or while I'm doing that, please give me your rating from 0 to 10 on what you thought about the episode. Just real quick. So episode 2, it was a little bit slower. It clearly looks like we're going to get more into like the legal drama stuff. I like the whole, again, duality between Matt and Kingpin. Love the scene with the commissioner and all that, seeing that gangster mafia style stuff come up. But what was interesting, I think, is seeing how both men have not completely changed. Matt is still willing to beat people up and do what he needs to do outside the law, and Kingpin, even as mayor, is still willing to use his old tricks, to do what he needs to do as well and to get people to comply. Outside of that, I mean, like, it was a cool episode. It did feel a little filler-ish. And I do think that it was a good idea by Marvel to drop both of these episodes together. I think that was smart. I think that definitely appeases people, so that way they have enough from episode 1 to carry over to 2, and this is enough to carry you over to next week. Now, if they had only done one episode per week, I don't know if this episode would have held up. I don't know. Not for a whole week by itself, but pairing it together, good idea. So anyway, I think for the rating for this one, I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. Excuse me. So again, I like this. Not as much as the first episode, but I do like this. And let's just kind of hope that it keeps the same energy. All right, let's see, where do the people fall on this though? We have got a 10, 9, 7, 9. Man, we're going to round down to 10 because that is the scale. 10, thank you. 8, 7.5, 9, 9, 7.3, 8, 7.5, 9, 9, 9.5, 9, 8.5, 9, 8.5, 8, 7.5. We got an 8 for this one. Let's see, 7.5, 8, 7, 10, 8.5. Who else do I got? I see an 8.5, 8.5, and a 9.7. Okay, guys, I think it's fair to say that we like both episodes. I think that's fair to say. And this is definitely off to a good start. So I'm here for that. Let's see. Okay, I'll save that for later. GA, what you got? Season 3 or Echo? He got beat up. He got beat up in season 3. If you're talking about Kingpin, and then he got shot in the face in Echo. So I mean, either way, those things made him have to take time away from Vanessa, and that's the main thing to take away from that. But anyway, yeah. So oh, he did get shot in Hawkeye. I forgot all about Hawkeye. I did not watch Hawkeye. I did not want to remember Hawkeye. So if something else happened in Hawkeye, I don't remember. But anyway, I thought this was a great start. I thought this was a great way to kick this whole season off. So far, it is meeting my expectations. I came into this hoping that this would be keeping the same energy from the last 3 seasons from Netflix. I'm getting the impression that they're going to keep that same energy. So we'll have to wait and see. Let's see. Kat, what you got here? I finally finished the TV show called From. Oh, well, look at that. Okay, then. I highly recommend anybody to go see it. I would too. It has suspense and mystery. It does remind me of Lost. The last episode of season 3 shocked me to the core. Yeah, yes. Have you seen my recap videos? Just in case if you haven't, you might want to go watch my videos on From. But I'm glad that you have caught up to From. Yes, thank you for that. Thank you. Yes, go watch my videos, go watch the interviews. Now that you caught up, you got there's a lot there for you. There's a lot. Thank you for that. Dex, what you got? It's not perfect, but when the credits roll, I immediately wanted more. That's all you need. That's all you need. And I don't think we need perfection, right? Like, we don't need it to be perfect. We just need it to be entertaining And yeah, I think a good sign for any good show is you want to see what happens next. And this show is right up the alley, right? Like I want to see what happens next. So yeah. But thank you so much for that. And we ain't even see Frank's brand of violence yet. Listen, no, you did not. No, you did not. And that, listen, yes, we need that. All right, guys, that's all we got for today. I want to thank y'all so much for hanging out. Let's try and do this again next week, same place. Might do it a little earlier, around 7-ish, 8-ish. I was a little late with this one, but I had to put all the stuff together. But we might be able to get this a little sooner. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming out tonight. I appreciate you. Make sure you tune in. What are we doing? We're doing a live on Friday. So yeah, we should do a live on Friday. And we'll talk about the news from the week. So y'all be safe, enjoy your week. I'll see you guys in a couple days. All right, or next week. All right, y'all. Peace. Wash your hands, wash your butts, and everything in between. All right.